Automobiles, planes and trains and automobiles. How to transform your automobile into a home. It's minimal living. It's simple living. It's cheap living. So yeah, you can live in a vehicle. There are people who are living in sedans. Some of you don't quite totally understand what it means to live inside a vehicle. You can turn your automobile into a home. Somebody's smoking pot and you're sick of smelling stuff like that. You get in your front seat and you drive. Turning your car into a home. This is my house. I'm Minivan Lee, and I live in my minivan, and I have for 8.5 years. I love it. One of the best things about it is I don't have to pay rent. I don't make payments on my vehicle. It's all mine, outright. I paid cash for it, okay? I have a 2014 Kia Sedona. Now, I did have to replace my first Kia. It's just a coincidence that I now have another Kia. I found it on Craigslist, and I paid for this one. I paid $8,300 outright. It's mine. So I don't have to pay rent. I do have to pay insurance, okay? And we all know that that's getting kind of expensive. But basically, that's all. I have to put gas in my car, and every once in a while, I have to pay for maintenance. And that's what I want to talk about right now. I did have to pay for maintenance. Let me move this just a little bit. There we go. I thought it was my battery because my battery was 3 years old already. And when I turned it over, it wasn't catching right off the bat. And I thought I had dealt with that one time with my previous minivan. So I thought it was my battery. So I called AAA. That's where I got my last one. And they come and they service it. They put a new one in. I don't think it's any more expensive than going to like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something like that to get a battery. It's the same price, and I don't have to deal with it. And they guarantee it for 2 to 3 years. So I did that, but then it kept doing it. So the guy from AAA, really nice man. I've gotten to know him because I come in one certain area during the summertime. Okay, but I won't go into that. Well, anyways, he said, well, that's your starter. So he recommended somebody for me to take care of it. And I finally got it done. It took about a week and a half because he's kind of busy. And I just yesterday got my new starter in. I feel like a new person because now I can go anywhere without having to worry about it. I feel free again. Isn't that weird? Well, it's my home, of course. But I want to talk about that because some of you don't quite totally understand what it means to live inside a vehicle. In comments, I'm going to leave the name and the number of the mechanic. He's in Flagstaff. And I know a lot of nomads come to Flagstaff in the summer because it's higher elevation. And obviously, I don't have an air conditioner. I could keep turning on my car and I could turn on the air conditioner, but it's a waste of gas. It's not good for the car in reality. Now, what you want to do, if you want to use your air conditioner, it just gets too hot, I would suggest, and I've heard Scotty Kilmer say that what you do is you put the hood up. That way, heat doesn't accumulate under the hood. But still, it's a waste. And I guarantee you, once you turn off that air conditioner, it's going to get hot again because I live here. So I've seen a lot of people do this. They will park in some shade. They'll find some shade, and maybe they're at lunch. So they just want to eat their lunch in peace. It's in the summer. They keep their windows up, and they turn on their air conditioner. maybe for like 20 minutes to a half hour, and then they drive away. That's okay. But if you're an actual nomad living in your vehicle, you're living in your car, and you keep turning on your air conditioner, I guarantee it's just going to waste gas. It's going to heat up under the wiring under your hood, and it's just going to get hot again right away. Yeah. And what I have found, if you're under solar panels, if you can find some solar panels, and there's a lot of people parked under here, and you've got your car running, the carbon monoxide is going to accumulate under the solar panels. I've seen it, and it made me sick one time. I didn't realize the guy next to me had his car running, and he had it backed in so that his exhaust pipe really was in the middle of the solar panels, and it was just accumulating. I started feeling I had my window open with my fan drawing in air, and I felt like I was all of a sudden I felt like I was gonna pass out. And I didn't hear his car, but I got out of the car really fast, and he had his car running. And so I had to move really fast. Otherwise, I felt like I was gonna pass out. So you have to be careful of that. That's just a heads up, everybody. If you're gonna be running your car and you're under solar panels, you're gonna make other people sick. So just letting you know that, yeah. If you even care, okay? So yeah, you can live in a vehicle. There are people who are living in sedans. You can take seats out. I've got all my seats out I'm in a minivan, but I've got all my seats out. The only seat is my driver's seat, okay? That's it. But all the other seats are out. Now, this is it's all flat. There are no holes where the seats used to go. I'm in a Kia, so I don't know what the newer Kias are like because I have a 2014, but some of the cars have wells where you can fold down the seats, okay? Now, if you took those out, you would have to put a board or something to make everything flush. But you could store things under there, right? Yes. Now, my third row seats are out, and there is a well. But this is sitting on top of them, and I've got something that I can make everything flush, okay? So there's no dips. But what I want to do is read a question that somebody asked me from Rusty Cat. Okay, Rusty, yeah. You say, Lee, do you have to cross your legs to sit? Or are there spots to put your legs and sit like where the seats would have been stored? Yeah, I thought that was a cute question, and I'm not making fun of it in any way. But if there were like areas where it was down, that would be very difficult to maneuver in here. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like maybe a Flintstone car where you could like sit there and go, brrr. Yeah. No, this is all flat. Let me get. Yeah, this is all flush. It's all flat. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've got my legs crossed now, but I don't have to be that way all the time. That would be horrible. I can put my legs out. Yeah. I sure can. Yeah. So as you can see, I've got a lot of room in here. I really do. Yeah. I'm 5'3". I weigh 120 pounds. I fit in here so nicely. I really do. I love it. It's an easy space for me. I can do so much in here. Now, in the afternoon, I write. This is my folding table. It's not an expensive one. I had one before, and then I gave it away because I didn't think I would need it, and I was tired of carrying it. But this is easy to carry. I keep it on my dash when I'm parked. You just pull these out. Look at that. Yeah. And it's adjustable. So this turns my car into an office. Cool, huh? Yeah. I put my laptop here. And what I do is I sit like this. Let me pull this. Yeah. I can sit here and type. My legs do not have to be folded, right? No. So, yeah. Now, somebody say, well, you could eat off this. I don't. This is only for doing, for my laptop. Yeah. And then just put it away when I'm done. See how easy that is? So you can turn your vehicle into almost anything. Did you know that? Now, here's something I saw way a long time ago. I think his name was Michael. I met him in Reno. And what he had an older car that was like still made out of metal. It was huge. It was real long. And what he did was he took out the back seat, cleaned out his trunk, and he actually just kind of moved his legs back to the end of the trunk. And he had a bed all set up there. I know. It looked cozy. It really did. And then on this side, he had a lot of his clothes in bags and things like that. Yeah, zipper bags. And when he got ready for bed, he just crawled in. It was an old car. I had one of those. I had an 85 Pontiac Parisian. Oh my gosh, yeah. And it was made of metal. And it was a V8. Woo! Yeah. But he could just... what he would do is he'd get back there and he would just crawl and put his feet back, and his head, then he was kind of tall, his head came to where like the end of where the back seat would have been. Yeah, it was cozy. He made that his home. And he knew how to fix cars, so he was like a mechanic type. Yeah, he was pretty cool. So even a sedan can turn into a home. It could be your house. And it moves wherever you want it to go. If it gets noisy over here, or somebody's smoking pot, and you're sick of smelling stuff like that, you get in your front seat and you drive. That's what you do. Somebody's playing a boombox. You move, okay? At night, you go park. You find a place to park at night. There's so many places. People say, well, where do you park? It's one of the scariest things that people think about when they think about van life and they haven't done it yet. They say, I wouldn't know. Where would I park at night? Once you get used to it, and I'll put at the end, I'm going to put a couple of videos on what to look for to park. But you can turn your vehicle, you can turn your automobile into a home. You can. It's easy. Do you like mine? I love it. I mean, I've got my little mug places. What do you call these things? Yeah. And I've got lights. I've got my bins. I've got my drawers. I've got everything I need in here. I've got a little stove I use. If you're new, yeah. I've got my bins right here. Yeah. Everything that I own or I'm going to keep, I have in here. It's minimal living. It's simple living. It's cheap living. And where you think, well, where do I sleep? I sleep here. I'll show. I'm not going to go into every little detail, but I sleep here. I have my bedding up here and here. And where do I shower? At a gym. I have a gym membership like most of us do. Yeah. Where do we go to the bathroom? Well, there's bathrooms everywhere, but usually we use a bucket and a container to pee in. I know. You think, what? Well, we're all doing it. There are hundreds and thousands of us out here doing it, and we live in our vehicles. So I wanted to update you. Don't forget in comments, I've got the name and the address and the phone number of the mechanic who fixed my car. He's now my personal mechanic when I'm in Flagstaff. Yes, and he's pretty cool. And but yeah, I wanted to update you that I got my starter in. Yay! And I've got a new battery. I'm good to go. Good to go. Thank you for that, Lord. It feels good to get it done. When you're a nomad, when you're in van life and you're having vehicle trouble, oh my gosh. Yeah, my best friend Deborah, she had a lot of trouble. Somebody fixed her, I forget what it was, the wheel bearings. She had them replaced, and they did a bad job, and she had to travel, and she couldn't hardly even control her car, so she had to get it fixed again. So Deborah, she got it, everything's done, but it's a hassle. It really is. That's one of the drawbacks, is when your home falls apart, right? And it has to be fixed, or it has to be in the shop for a couple days. But other than that, it's a good life. It really is. So I'm going to let you go now. Now, I do have How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Lee way. It's second edition. It's fairly new. Everything is up to date. And I've got QR codes in there. I've got links if you want to get the ebook. But with the QR codes, you just hold your phone, your photo, and a little yellow thing pops up. You just hit that, and it goes into all the playlists that goes with that chapter. And I talk about everything from A to Z, how to transform your vehicle, how to transform your automobile into a home. It's a fun life. It really is. And with the housing crisis going on, yeah, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Lee way. It goes from A to Z. It's like an encyclopedia. It is the best book on the market because it's complete. Mailing, where are you going to get your mail? Where do you get your packages? How to deal with insurance, how to deal with the family matters, pets, you name it. It's in there, okay? I will see you tomorrow. I love you guys very much. Automobiles. Planes and trains and automobiles. Yes, living in an automobile. Bye.